there are new developments, of course, between traders and government now. It's day 2 of business closures, and the Prime Minister has met with traders and owners of buildings or arcades where traders operate. And now
yes,
the owners of buildings are saying, look, we have no problem. The traders can open their buildings. So it appears there's a new arrangement, which I don't know policy-wise, how does that work? And what policy interventions do you think can help government cure this problem? Seems to be persisting. Well, the president keeps saying the latest actually is that they can't be traders because Kololo Airstrip is under Independence Grounds is under renovation, and that while it is under renovation, they can meet at a later date, according to the Kampala minister, who pushed the meeting. I think she mentioned August without specifying which day exactly. But that's the background. There are issues with IFRIS and all the other things. What policy interventions, again, do you think can cure this problem?
Malcolm, the standoff between the government and the traders, you can see it emanates from quite a number of problems that have been engulfing the trade industry in Uganda over time. What I can say is that in immediate term, there is an issue of IFRIS, and the IFRIS, the traders have looked at it in different ways. Number one, they are looking at it as a system that has come, and it seemed to be almost double taxing, because what they see is that they pay money at the factories, they pay money at the imports, and the level of informal trade that exists in the country, sometimes they cannot be able to meet the tax requirements. So IFRIS is the bigger challenge. People think there is double taxation. The cost of buying the system alone is also a problem. And the people also involved in the business, some of them are not educated and therefore are not able to manage the operating the IFRIS system. So that is one of the bigger problems. Number two is that they see themselves competing with manufacturers on the same market. They see themselves competing with importers. They see themselves competing with who they would call expatriates, people who have come from abroad, and they have money that they have borrowed, and they have borrowed at a low cost, and for them they are borrowing here at a higher cost. So they look at it as a problem. Another thing that causes a problem in this country is that our business is not well organized. We lack infrastructure. Markets are not designated. For example, you will find in other countries like China and US and UK, if you want furniture, you know the furniture market. If you want hotel equipment, there is a hotel equipment market. If you want beddings, there is the beddings market. Therefore, here, the problem comes from how we are organized as a country in terms of our markets. So what Uganda should do in the immediate term, it should be able to ensure that all our traders are sensitized about IFRIS before they enroll it so much into the people. Because people may appreciate to pay tax, but they do not have capacity to buy the equipment. They do not have even knowledge to operate the IFRIS system. So there is a need to train the people. That is number one. Number two, the issue of traders and the building owners. Of course, there is no way a building owner can force a trader to enter into the building, because I have hired my shop. I'm the one who knows when to open and when not to open. So I think that one becomes almost an irrelevant matter. What should be worked on is the IFRIS system favorable for the traders, the informal kind of trade. There are so many people who have registered businesses, but they have no registered premises. The business between Chikubo to the bus park to the tax park, there is a lot of transactions happening in those areas. And that is how organized there or disorganized there. So there is a need to organize these businesses. There is a need to put up a system that continuously makes everybody accountable. But finally, I believe that these traders have an issue, what they are seeing in this country, issues of corruption, issues of broken down infrastructure, issues of the whole cost of doing business in this country is very high, and therefore it must be partly what is forcing people to think that the tax is a problem. But otherwise, if people were well sensitized, if people had organized markets, if people were seeing value for money of the money they collected from them, if they were seeing that there is organized markets, they are organized markets, if they are seeing that the investment into the trade industry is geared towards even those who are paying taxes, I think people wouldn't have a problem.
Going forward, as of course government looks at finding solutions and all the proposals that have been given as we wait for the president's meeting at the date that the Kampala minister proposed, someone will be looking at this trend and asking, how dangerous is it? What negative implications or what repercussions could we be facing in future if such things are not put to order, if these problems are not solved? They keep coming back. What dangers are this economy are we exposed to, for instance, in case such things keep happening? Is government losing money? Yes, because of course government is losing money in revenue collection. But if it keeps happening and there's no immediate solutions or future long-term solutions, what could happen in future to this economy? Is this sustainable?
Malcolm, any day when the traders or offices, when they are closed, there are losses. We continuously make losses because every day, every hour, there is money being lost when these people are not working. What the government must do, I think the government must come out and ensure that it looks into the problems of these traders. It looks into what are they saying. For example, there is importation versus production here. There must be, we must strike a balance. If, for example, if you look at textile industry, people are saying that the taxes are very high, and therefore Uganda has no capacity to produce the quality of what they want. We must take it as a slow process, move from one point to the other, but allowing business to continue operating. You cannot replace. You cannot say I'm replacing used clothes immediately. It must be a phased process such that there is continuous, and even people transiting from one kind of trade into the other, while they are working, while government is making money, and while you are consistently transiting from one stage to the other. Therefore, I think this country must look at that broader picture, and it must continuously know that losing any day of income is a very big loss, and this calls for all the stakeholders, let it be the Prime Minister, let it be the President. They need to listen to the voices of the people such that they can be able to create lasting solutions. Definitely, with such standoffs keeping in place, we are losing money, the economy is going down, and I think where we are in terms of the economy, where we are, we do not need such standoffs to keep moving on.
As you go, of course, we all know we looked at the financial year 2024-2025 budget. Government intends to collect to gather the resource envelope of up to 72 trillion shillings, and a huge chunk, about over 31 million shillings, is going to be collected through domestic revenue, or raised through revenue. That's money that's collected from traders and all sorts of things. businesses, small and medium enterprises. If we continue this trend, isn't that likely to affect government aspirations, funding its programs using local resources?
Yeah, definitely. First of all, if we continue with this trend, that means the government will not be able to collect the funds domestically that it requires. And secondly, it will also not be able to pay the debt that we already have. And that means that we shall not have also capacity to borrow more money because we are not able to pay the debtors out there. What it means is that such kind of recurring situations could, first of all, fail. We could fail on what we need to finance using domestic corrections, but also since we shall lose the capacity to pay back to our lenders, we may also fail to borrow more money and also fail to work on the projects we think we are going to work on using borrowed money. And this could cause an economic crisis.
Thank you very much.
I thank you. Have a